Hello.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I don't is tired the right word. Yep. Back.
God, I'm looking at my picture. I need a haircut. Jeez.
I need I need to wash my hair.
Oh, I did that today.
I didn't.
Did not today.
Tuesdays I'm always babysitting and it's just a long day. The little tyke is running around now.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look who. Oh,
Hey,
hey, how you doing?
oh. Well, I'm better than before, but
Better than before.
how you
Okay.
doing?
I'm fine, fine, fine.
Good. Everybody's fine but me. I'm only partially fine.
Lighting is weird. Why is my lighting weird?
What?
Did you put the agenda up on the screen?
I didn't. I don't think.
Patty, did you?
I what?
Do you see an agenda on the screen or is that my computer?
I put an agenda on the screen.
Oh, good for you. Okay. I'm never sure if I made a boo-boo or it's supposed to be like that. Fine. Let me see.
Now, wait a minute. It's got my, hold on.
Okay. Ziggy Loggy. Um, Let me think.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So it's weird when I have too many devices in the room. My Bluetooth was connected to my phone, which is on the other side of the room, but I need it connected to the computer. I turn off the Bluetooth on my phone, so I hear through the computer.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, I hate it. It's like, you know,
Yeah. Technology is overwhelmingly complicated now.
I know. I know. And then I've got my iPad somewhere, so it may be trying to connect to my,
Yeah, actually, I have all that right here. My iPad, my iPhone, my iLife.
doesn't it want to? Okay, never mind. I'll never figure it out.
Mine's attached to the Tesla right now. So it's,
Oh, well,
which I always have conflicts with. It wants to run the Tesla, but doesn't want to play my music or one or the other.
we just bought a brand new car
What?
and it's an Ionic.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and we're we're still trying to figure out, this is our first new car in 20 years. Oh,
Oh, you're
I'm,
so like us.
yeah, we do. We drive cars into the ground.
Into the ground.
But it's so new. I mean, it's just the technology is so advanced for us that we're just still trying to figure out
Is
how
it
to
So
the
you've
drive
got
the
this
thing.
is
the
it the
screen
ionic?
where it shows you when you're backing up and all the
Oh, cameras and
Yeah.
sensors and
love it.
everything. Sorry, Dave. What?
Is it the Ionic 5 that
Yeah.
plays the engine sound so it sounds like you're a normal car and like the electric meter like you feel it like plays the shifting effects even though it's an electric vehicle? Is it that one?
No, it's not
All
that
right.
one. I mean, that may be an option.
That
I'm
is
not
like
there yet.
yeah, is it an Ionic 5?
Yeah, it is.
It it might if it's like the super sweet one, then yeah, like if you like tracking your car, you can put it into crazy modes where like
You,
it
do you,
plays the engine noise and
oh,
it'll interrupt the acceleration like you were shifting Or you can like fake shift it, I think.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm not there yet, David. I'm still trying to figure out, anyway, I won't go there. I'm just like an old lady trying to figure out a car that is too advanced for her, so whatever. Anyway, okay. How are we doing on time? Hey, Karen,
Uh,
Right there.
7:30 right now.
looks like we've got a quorum. Although we probably need Mike for,
He's here. Connecting the audio.
There he
Where's-
is. Yeah. Wow.
oh, oh,
Hey, Mike.
oh.
Hey, good evening.
Good
Hey, good
evening.
evening. Okay, I will call the meeting to order then at 7:31.
Okay.
Do we have anybody here who would like to speak about any items that are not on the agenda? I think that would be a no. Okay, do I have anybody here that would like to make a motion to either approve or make changes to the minutes?
I need to make a correction.
Okay,
So Melly Cotting is not the PV library manager. That's Carmen Adams. She is the community program specialist for Portola Valley. So it's just her title that's wrong. Do y'all know Charlie Adams?
Yes.
His daughter-in-law runs the library now.
Okay.
immunity, what's her name? What's her title?
It's a
Commu-
community program specialist. She does some sort of outreach stuff.
Thank you.
And
You're
then
welcome.
the other thing I noticed is on A game night, World Business, the date October 23rd, it's just a typo. I think it's October 25th, which is a Saturday.
Oh, you mean for trivia? Oh, yeah, the trivia game night.
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
minor typo.
Well,
Okay.
it's a good typo.
And I'm not sure if we actually agreed on a date or not on that.
Mm,
Did we
just talked
not?
about it.
I
Okay.
think you were gonna, we did
They're
not.
they're both reserved for us, but I never confirmed the date. Maybe we didn't decide.
We didn't.
Okay. Okay.
Anything else on the minutes?
Nope.
Motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Second,
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Okay, any new business?
Mm.
No, okay, so, I've actually got one. So, and Carolyn is not on this call, is she?
I am on this. I'm on this call.
Oh, you are? Okay. Hi, Carolyn. I don't
Yeah.
see you on the,
Hi.
hi.
I'm using my phone.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
All right. So Carolyn and I had a phone call this morning. I attended the BP and TS committee meeting this past month. They're meeting in February because Ed Holland had reached out to me and wanted to collaborate with Parks and Rec on the issues surrounding the Rosati's parking lot.
Mm.
And they are coming at it from a safety standpoint in terms of there are some significant safety issues that are still going on concerning overflow parking, side street traffic, emergency exit availability, concerns about evacuation in terms of an emergency, etc. So we agreed to kind of work together to see if we could come up with an approach to how to address the ongoing issues. Carolyn and I talked on the phone this morning, and what we also talked about was I told her, I brought her up to date kind of on what we had worked on from a Parks and Rec committee. And that was primarily focused on trying to set aside and ensure we had adequate parking for our soccer usage because teams had stopped using the field because parking was not available. So the town is not getting all of, can someone mute? Is that Lindsay? Lindsay, is that you?
Carolyn.
I do not think so. I'm not making any sound.
I think it's
Okay.
Carolyn.
Oh, is it
And
Carolyn?
hers was
Okay.
turning green all the time.
Oh, was it? Okay. I don't have, maybe I could take off this share so I could see everybody. Maybe that would be helpful. That we had approached it from the parking issue for soccer usage and the fact that the town is not getting the adequate fees that we think we could be getting if the parking was available. So, I don't know, Carolyn, is that, do you feel that's an adequate representation of the conversation that we had?
Sorry, I think yes, it is a representation, but we wanted to have a feel of how many soccer players there are in town, including AYSO. And I think somebody took a step, perhaps it's you, because we got already an email circulated today, this afternoon, from another team asking, to see when their playing time is. So what we agreed is it's not fair that people are discouraged not to play in town because there's no fields anymore. What I brought up is, Woodside Priory has already eliminated common fields. We're worried about the public schools because now they're putting a fence up. We used to use it, the adult leagues used to use it. AYSO used to use it, but we have no idea how many are actually would like to use these fields. So we agreed that we would send an email to all soccer players from the past and see who is interested and who wants playing time. It's not just the games, but it's also practice. And so we only have 2 fields right now, and it's Rosati's, which is very limited right now because of the parking issue. Russ Miller is being overused. So the adult league, for instance, who plays on Rosati's, most of the time has to go to Russ Miller, which is the soccer field at Town Center, and then share that field with another group. So we first have to have an inventory of all the teams who would like to play in Portola Valley, who are authorized to play because there's some criteria. You have to be, residents in Portola Valley, and then go from there.
True.
But right now we don't know.
Well, Carolyn.
Yeah, we did. Sorry. Yeah,
I
just
was
Karen,
gonna say-
Karen, hold on.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, hold on just a sec. So Carolyn, yes, we agreed that what we would get from the town was a schedule of who is playing on each field and when, so that we understand the bigger picture. There's not a requirement that people live in Portola Valley to play on the fields. So I don't know where
Are
you're
you
getting
sure?
that.
Yes.
That used to be a requirement.
Nope.
No.
No, that
You
is
just
not.
have to pay more.
AYSO has
Right.
always been there. CYSA can be there, and they're not required to be Portola Valley residents.
No, that is not. Yeah, I don't know where you got that.
Oh,
But,
I think I
Well,
do.
I'm talking about when we had AYSO teams 20 years ago, perhaps 30 years ago. And that was a requirement at that time. So,
Okay.
inform me and give me an update, but that used to be a requirement.
That is
good
no,
to hear.
that is no longer, that is no longer a
okay.
requirement. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Good.
So this is Karen. And we actually looked at the current usage of the soccer fields, Carolyn, already. And the co-ed soccer league plays at the town center from
Go co-ed.
Sundays.
Mhm.
Co-ed soccer league Sundays at town center from 9 a.m. to noon. There are 2 seasons. One is September to November and one is March to June. The men's
Yep.
league plays at Rosati's Field Sundays at 9 a.m. And there is
Mhm.
another adult men's team that occasionally play at Rosati's, maybe on Sunday mornings. That was from John Myers. And then I got last fall, I got the schedule, and I'm for Rosati's, and they were using the field from 4 to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday. That was, I believe that was AYSO. It was the younger children. And so the field is being underutilized. We know that for Rosati's, but I don't believe the town center field is being overutilized. There still seems to be a lot of availability on that field.
Okay.
But we have been looking at that because we do feel that Rosati's can't get used the way it should be able to be used.
Is Rosati's being used
Yeah,
for games on Saturdays or not?
No, because
Yeah,
of
that's-
obviously the parking congestion is the teams. It's CYSA. Is that the acronym? Forgive me if I got it wrong.
Yes.
Well, it's Stanford
the-
Strikers,
They
the
have
other
chosen,
club that uses it.
my understanding, and we'd have to go back and verify, is they've chosen to actually go elsewhere because except for Mondays, it's too difficult to get that field, too difficult to access it. Let's put it that way.
Great. Yeah,
Yeah, Dave
that's
Cardinal,
true. So,
did you have,
yeah,
Hold on, Carolyn.
so Patty and I were talking because there's a lot of people who are lying. I mean, when I talked to the attendants at Alpine Inn, they're very willing to work with us. But then I heard from Patty that she heard complaints and people say, oh, we're on the soccer field, we're playing, and they cannot show any proof. And it's we can solve that. We can just print passes and distribute it to all the players of each team, and they have to show it to the attendants. And I will
No.
be a volunteer to work that out if you need to be. But there is a system that we could use.
Well, I don't think,
Unfortunately, they need proof.
well, I don't think passes is a good system. I mean, people can pass around
Okay.
passes. But, I mean,
Okay.
I'm not sure people are lying. I mean, what I said is, Alpine Inn, in the time that I have talked to them, they have indicated a willingness to work with us. It's just we've never been able to come up with a process or a system that can be easily enforced. I mean, they put attendance out there. People don't pay attention to the poor little teenage kid that's, sitting there. There's no way to mark off parking spaces. Passes don't work because, parents all need a pass, coaches, referees, players. I mean, how do you control the passes? So, anyway, sorry, Dave Cardinal, you had a comment?
Yeah, thanks. I had two thoughts. First of all, on the field, I feel very strongly that Rosati's field is one that we paid to develop and should be available for people to play soccer or frisbee or whatever all the time. And they shouldn't have to book a date and this and that. So I'm a big fan of whatever we can do to make enough parking available for that 24/7, unless there's some sort of huge gold mine for the town otherwise. Now, that said, I don't know how businesses do tollway parking exactly, but I would, if it's possible, I'd be happy to get aggressive where it's like, hey, if you're not on the field, you can't park here and we're going to tow your car and fine you $300. Seriously, I mean, it's gotten kind of old after a few years of this. Separately, the safety issue is a mess. I mean, there's no way that the current entrance exit from Rosati's is going to work in very well. I don't know what to do about that, except maybe make a separate exit or a roundabout at Golden Oak. But I think that is an issue independent of the soccer field. So those are my two thoughts. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
So,
Karen, go ahead.
yeah, I feel that we have two separate issues going on here, and one is the
Yeah.
safety issue, which
Yeah.
is, obviously at a different level than the fact we can't use the field in a way. And I do know that they have cleared out where there used to be a big rock. It's right near the field. I told you this, I think, in the last meeting. There is a way to get out of there, but it could be better graded and paved, where they've made it so there's a possibility of getting out at the end near the soccer field now. I know that that's been done. I think Alpine Inn has made these signs that they turn around, except when soccer's in field. They have like 8 signs at the end of the parking lot next to the field that say reserved for soccer parking, but they only turn those around when there's soccer practice. And I don't think, as you said, I don't think it's getting enforced, and it's not enough, because I believe we asked for 30 to 40 spots. Isn't that right?
West for
And
30. Yeah, we
My
asked for 30.
concern, Patty, and I know you're going to meet separately with Tony, is I know that this lease is going to come up for renewal, and we need to be adamant before that lease goes on and figure this out, because we'll
Yeah.
just be stuck otherwise.
Yeah, I have repeatedly for the last almost over year, bugged the town about that lease is up for renewal. Last it was looked at was 2010. And we need to find some way to put some sort of requirement in the lease that we need 30 spaces for parking, and that we need to come up with a system to enforce that parking is available, so that we can attract teams back to the field and it's utilized as probably one of the nicest soccer fields in the Bay Area. So I'm committed to working with the town to do that. And I think as Carolyn and I have talked, if we could get some kind of guarantee, we could attract more soccer teams back to the field, and again, get more fees for the town from the soccer teams. So,
Has anybody
And-
suggested fencing off part of that soccer field and making the entrance?
I have several times.
Well, why don't we? I mean, why don't we recommend that? Why don't we recommend that we knock that off and have the entry exit be at a separate place so that they can come in and they can go out? I
because
mean, why should Rosati's have any of those spots?
soccer's not there 24/7,
They're
it's-
there in the mornings and Rosati's is not.
and they're there in the evenings, but Rosati's is.
Yeah.
So, I
So
mean,
soccer should take precedence.
we've tried temporary fence. We've tried that orange tape.
I'd fence it.
People just, they just say, hey, I am going to the soccer game, but I'm going to drop my daughter off and then I'm going to go have a beer. What do you do? It's kind of crazy to enforce. The town owns part of the parking lot,
Part?
and the town owns part of the parking lot.
What part?
At least half of it.
And
About half of
Rosati's,
it.
Wow.
Rosati's pays to lease that part of the parking lot.
Oh, money.
And we, as the town, we should be able to say, okay, there are certain times when you can't use that. That should be, you know, how the lease is written. How you enforce it, I think, is the issue. But at least I want to get the lease updated so that we have some sort of contractual obligation, so that they're incented to come up with a solution. That's what I'm working towards.
Yeah, I agree with that. The
Yeah,
other thing
two-
I want
two-
to,
Go ahead.
to-
2 thoughts on
wait.
that?
Committee first.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the
Fair
other,
enough.
thank you. The other thing I wanted to throw out, and this is not an idea for the immediate future, is, and I could be wrong, but I think that the deed restriction for Rosati's Field is for sports. It's not just for soccer. And I'm starting to wonder if that could be a multi-sports field as we get more folks in town, or we want to look at, you know, needing more playing space. So I'm not saying that we want to discuss it now, but I want to plant the seed could that be used for other sports activities? Just throwing it out there.
Dog park. Is dog park a sport?
Dog park, new pickleball courts, new tennis courts, you know. I think we have to check the deed restriction and check it out
Yeah.
and see, but it is a really large area. It could even maybe house a baseball diamond on it. I don't know. I don't know if it's big enough for that, but I'm just thinking, you know, more broadly and as we look towards the future.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. When I know we've been trying to find the purchase agreement, which we can't seem to find. So. Anyway, okay, well, that's kind of,
Cutting out a piece of paper the size of Ford Field and dragging Google Maps around.
okay, go ahead, David.
Yeah, other
Go ahead,
David, go
David,
ahead.
yeah. No, you're fine.
Two things. First of all, on the parking, I wonder if we got more aggressive. I mean, every restaurant or whatever in the city has kind of a tow-away zone deal. And I don't know entirely how they figured out, but in my mind, it should be a tow-away zone if there's soccer spaces. And if you set a towing company to figure that out, then maybe it'll be more aggressive. On the exit, as we've learned from the Hawthorns, it is not easy to add another cutout and exit into Alpine Road, unfortunately, especially that close to Arrestadero. So I'm all for it, but it's not simply a matter of if we want it to be a regular exit, not just an emergency exit. That's kind of a long process with traffic engineers and safety.
Right.
Those are my thoughts.
And to
Yeah,
your
I
point,
think-
David, wouldn't that also have to cross over a bike path?
Yes,
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
it would. Yeah, I think what the committee has talked about doing is making it an emergency exit only. But paving it a little better, to Karen's point. It's not as rocky, but an emergency exit only, I think. And on the towing thing, David, I totally get where you're coming from, but that takes resources, right? And the safety committees had enough trouble getting the sheriff out there to ticket people who park on, you know, Golden Oak and who park on Alpine and who park on Rostradero. Just not something sheriff has time to do. And hiring a private firm, you know, costs money. So I'm willing to look at all solutions. I am not saying by any stretch of the imagination I want to tamp down any of these ideas. Just practically, some of these have been talked about, and there's no easy solution. But
Yeah.
I want to get the lease done to get started. Is
Yeah,
what I'd like to do.
I agree with that. As far as towing, it's actually a profit center. The towing company will pay us probably because they make a ton of money when they tow. So as long as we don't get into Lincoln Park Pirates, as Steve Goodman, I think it was, wrote about, they'll pay us. We don't have to pay them. They make a lot of money on the cars they tow. So it's not a cost center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, okay. All right, so, anything else on this subject? I think I'll continue to work with town and I'll continue to work with the safety committee to see if we can keep this moving.
So just one last thing, how important is the correct and up-to-date usage of the field to you, Patty?
I would like to understand it.
You'd like to what?
I would like to understand it.
Okay,
Yes.
so back in the day, there, like, between strikers and AYSO and basically all the users, there was this master spreadsheet that showed like what teams were using what fields kind of in the Portola Valley Woodside area to kind of move stuff around. So I'm sure something like that exists. So I'm trying to get a hold of my contact with the AYSO Region 25 to see if we can figure that out. So we should be able to get that accurate information about when those fields are being used, because they basically self-schedule
Yeah. I
between
understand that,
Stanford
yeah.
Strikers and
Right.
AYSO Region 25, who are the
And-
main youth users of the two fields, of the two soccer
That
fields.
would be great. That would
Dave,
be great if you could find that.
Yeah, I think I have that from last fall. It was sent to me.
Okay,
It might only be from AYSO, but I'll check it out and look for
okay.
it. Okay, thanks.
I mean, the other thing I thought we could do is just ask the town for who turned in, field fees.
Yeah, but that just tells you the two entities that, and we know them, right? It's the two
Yes.
men's leagues and the co-ed rec league that John runs, and then the Stanford Strikers, and then AYSO Region 25. Those are the people that use the soccer fields.
I did when I was a CSA organizer too. CYSA.
Okay.
That's a lesser use.
Is that even a thing
right.
anymore?
I imagine it is. I don't know that it's
I don't think
gone.
it's a thing.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, Karen, if you have that, you could send it to me. That'd be great. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
I will find it. Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Let's talk about game night.
I'm not happy with registration, I'll tell you that. Mike's made a stupendous effort at doing all the work, but we only have 27 people registered, and I do not know what to do to get people to register beyond what I've done, which is advertise in the PV forum every week. Put it out to the Vista Verde and the Los Trancos Woods, put it out on Ladera's thing, group email. We have posters all over town. We have, I even sent it out to the pickleball community. I mean, I don't know how to get people to do that. Karen, I want you to make a team and have a table.
I thought I was working at the event.
Don't work, get a team.
Oh.
We need people.
Okay, so first of all, what I wanted to tell you, Cindy, is people don't register early. You will get a lot of people that register later. And I'm sorry about that. But another thing that I was just thinking that we could do, and I will be happy to do it, is to send out a personal email to all of my friends. And if everybody on the
And they
committee,
don't respond. I mean, it's amazing.
Karen has more friends, Cindy.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah.
anyway, if we all collectively could send it out to our friends, that would be great. But you will get a lot of, I don't give up hope, because I've been talking to people that claim they're going to register a team, and I don't know if they have. I'll talk to you later about who I've talked to.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to know.
To see about that, because I think they're right now trying to form their teams, and they're working on getting people before they register. So
I hope so.
I'm just saying,
disappointed.
stay optimistic on this one. But I think if we all go out to our friends you know, we can just copy and paste what was in the PV forum and,
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet, so I will do that tomorrow.
Steve and I did it
So-
up here to try and get our neighbors to join it. But just like Dorian and Steve Dunn. I mean, Dorian was on your team and they did so well. They don't respond. I mean, they're just
Well,
not.
they've been asked to be on a team. See, I know some things about that, right? So one of the women that was on my team with Alpine Hills is trying to get another team together. So she's working on it.
Okay.
It's just they
okay.
haven't
Patience is a
registered.
virtue. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, it's just it's February 18th and it's not till March 8th. And some of these people are going to wait. Oh, you know what? You should put a deadline on there should be a registration deadline.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
that actually makes people register as
Okay,
well.
I'll add it and put it in for this week's PV forum.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, don't make it like tomorrow or whatever. It's got to be like March 1st or something like
That would
that.
be fine.
You know,
March 1st.
whatever.
But you
Give me
should,
a,
whatever.
yeah,
you
give us a
should
week
leave,
I
to
let
get
it-
together.
you
and
should leave
because
it
people-
that, like, put it across the top.
I will.
Deadline.
Register
registration
before.
deadline.
You can use
Register
the old,
before.
the old, marketing trick, hurry while space is still available.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. Oh,
Right.
that's a good one.
Okay, I will do that.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the thing is we'll still take people at the door, and let me know if you want me to
space is
play or you
available.
want me to work.
I want you right
So
now.
I'm-
I want you to play.
Well, you're gonna need scorers. You're gonna need someone at the registration table.
I
So
don't think we need very much of that. I mean, I really don't, because like the bingo, if we do it with the little tabs, we're gonna take their word for it because they can't carry that card over with the
No,
little tab.
no, I bought those little thingy bobs.
Oh, where they can
no,
mark it?
Yeah.
yeah,
I bought
and then you
those.
have to check, and then you
Well,
have to check them.
Okay, yeah.
And make
Yeah,
sure
we
that
have
on
to
the-
check 'em.
On logistics for the bingo, I was planning it to distribute one bingo card per player
Yes,
per team. I mean, I'm ready. I'm gonna print out 128.
yeah.
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 One
So they
per
can just mark
player.
it. They can mark it with a pen if they
No,
want.
no, I bought the.
She bought the
special
things, she wants to use them.
We're
Well,
gonna
then
have
How
one,
many?
we gotta have, I've got 12, 10 colors, 12 each.
Hmm.
So each table gets their own color.
One per card.
Will each of the 8 players on a team have that?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, they have their
Okay.
own.
Okay.
She's got this covered.
I've got it covered.
Can it also be used to write with? For other parts of the
Oh.
answer sheets.
oh I might
Pretty
have a
thick
bunch of
to
pens.
write.
Let me check on the pen supply from the last trivia nights. Hang
Yeah,
on.
I think you had tons. Check on that.
Check on
Because I
that.
have just a few.
I've already I picked up some cheap prizes.
Oh, good. What?
Well, they're all different. Like, here's one.
No, don't tell. Don't tell. There should be a
Okay, it's a
surprise.
surprise.
But can you see this? No, because I have a box of
Yes, I can see it.
about 50 to 60 big pens. So that should be
Perfect.
plenty because you only need
Yeah.
one per table, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Okay, so we're done with
Done.
the pens, we're
Can you
done with
see
the markers.
these? Can you
No?
see these?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I
yeah.
can.
Okay,
See?
that's cool.
So I was thinking they see this is an orange, and there's 10 orange, and there's 12 colors.
We'll
Okay.
assign colors to each.
Everybody gets one.
What would also be useful is a thick piece or cardboard that can be folded in half and stand on each table where you can
Yeah.
write the table number or team name or both.
Or both.
Yeah. So I did that. And I'm happy if you give me the team names. I did, if they had names, I put their names on them
Very
and
few
printed
have
them out. And then otherwise it would just say team 1, team 2, team 3, So, but Cindy, if you want to get in touch with me a couple days in advance, I'm happy to make
Okay,
those table
what I'll do,
cards.
Karen, because most of them don't have names and there's a lot of people we're assigning to other tables because they're not full tables and that sort of thing. So I'll have to wait until that deadline approaches, and only 2 of them gave themselves names.
That's fine. If just a couple days before the
Okay, I
event,
will.
it will
Okay.
take me, 10 minutes to print out. It's not a big deal.
And you have the cardboard.
I have a card stock. It's not cardboard, but it works. I
stock,
can fold
yeah.
it and it will stay on the table. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay, that's good.
Okay, will tables also have a number or only a name or both?
I think we should have a number because it's just so much easier just to write 5 or whatever instead of PV swingers, and we've got purple players and
Okay, that sounds fine to have numbers as well.
Yeah.
Just that we need, that needs to be on each table.
and make sure that
Well,
they put that on the
we'll
scorecard.
just do the place card. We'll say table 1 or team 1, and then if they have a name, the name will be
Put the
there, and
name.
if they don't, it will be blank.
Yeah,
Fine,
that sounds
sounds
good.
good.
Team 2, team 3, and yeah,
Just make
whatever.
16, that's
Yeah.
which will be the maximum.
Now, when are we getting together to set up the room?
Friday, and we have to do it before 3, I think.
Yeah.
What,
and-
when, well, so you said that the Pinewood Derby is in there beforehand,
Mm.
right, Cindy?
Yes.
And I was wondering when they're gonna be done,
at
because,
noon on
so
Saturday
they're doing it,
or Friday, I
wait.
think.
wait, cause,
I forget,
yeah,
but
well,
I don't remember.
can you check?
I will, yeah. Ow. Pinewood Derby. Yeah.
Because, my preference is to set it up on Friday afternoon if we can.
But it was Friday afternoon that they want me to come get the key and set up.
Okay.
Well,
But the
so
I
Pinewood-
think
Pinewood
the
Derby
Pinewood
is with the
Derby's on
Cub
Friday.
Scouts.
I think it's on
Oh,
Friday.
So
Friday, okay.
usually it's on, so see,
I know it's usually on Saturday. That's why I questioned it. Yeah,
Can I finish?
yes, sure.
So if it's on, I think there's school on that Friday. So my question is, what is the time that the Pinewood Derby is done? Because we have to go in after that, and that's what we
Okay,
need to
I need
find
to
out.
check with her because she told me Friday they'd be out by noon. That's what she told me. That doesn't
Okay.
mean she knows what she's talking about. It just means that that's what she told me. So
Okay,
I will check because when I was in Cub Scouts, it was a Saturday morning.
Okay,
You know,
so
so I get that.
what time would you like us all there Friday?
Well, I know that I have to pick up the key at 3, and if we can set up on Friday, I would do it anytime after that.
So should we
Once
all
I have the key,
meet
it doesn't matter.
Friday at 3
After pickleball.
o'clock?
Well,
Can we
I
meet
prefer
Friday
to-
at 3 o'clock?
well, I'm gonna get the key at 3 o'clock, but I prefer to not set up till maybe 5.
Fine with me.
yeah, I just checked the academic calendar for PVSD, and they are in school that
Okay,
day.
I'll check with
So
her
could you
again,
just
but
double
I could-
check?
I
Yeah,
will, yeah, I will, I will, but she gave me these times and this date, and I trusted her.
Okay,
Trust but verify.
so shall we
Well,
meet?
yeah.
Shall we meet at the community hall Friday, March 7th at 5 o'clock?
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah, unless you hear otherwise.
Okay, so we'll set up and then we'll decide, like then, if we need anything else, we'll have time to do it Saturday, right?
Right,
and
and
then-
what, set aside that time because I just really feel like the Pinewood Derby is gonna be on Saturday morning. I mean, I just think that. And I know that we'll have the key already because I'll pick it up on Friday. And so if we're not starting till 7, we could actually set up at 5 o'clock on Saturday. I mean, and just be done with
Mm.
it all in one go.
the only thing that I would recommend is that you guys really test the
We can do
audio.
that on Friday for
Right,
sure.
so speaking of that, I'm planning to go tomorrow to test it out.
Oh,
and
Okay.
good.
Just to see what they have. How do I access the room with the equipment? What do I need to do?
You need to get there
Um,
before noon when the town staff are there and the
Mhm.
office is open. And then, Cindy, are you working with Elizabeth?
Yes.
So ask for Elizabeth and let her know who you are, and
Mhm.
she'll bring you into the room and she'll show you where the AV equipment is. It's locked up in a cage.
Okay.
And then you can pull it out and test it all.
Okay. Okay. And after 12 noon, they're gone?
Yes, they're
They
not,
go to lunch.
they're, well, no,
They go, they don't.
they might be there, but the hours
don't-
are only till noon.
Yeah, they don't answer
So they
the
might
door.
not, they might
Public
not open the
hours.
door for you. It's locked.
Got it. Okay. All right. Thank you.
They're
And-
pretty good these days about phone calls too. You can make arrangements with her.
Okay.
In a pinch, Mike, I know the codes, so you can call me.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to, but I know them.
Okay.
So in a pinch, call me. Okay, anything else on game night? I know it'll be fun. It'll be great.
I hope so.
Okay, anything going on with the town courts?
Well,
No,
can I
I'm
ask-
waiting to hear.
I'm sorry, can I go back? I just want to know if I need to get in touch with Cindy about which night we want for our next game night. I feel like this is, I thought we'd thought maybe November 8th. Do you guys care? October 23rd or November 8th?
I thought October 23rd was the Saturday before Halloween, which might mean some people were having Halloween parties. So I
Right,
kind of threw out that I preferred November 8th, but I think that
Okay.
was just me. So
can we just agree on November 8th and then move
I'm fine
forward?
with November 8th.
fine with me.
Okay, let's just do it that way. All right, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, and then what's the next?
And I'm still waiting on the picnic, because I haven't seen the budget. I had some questions to Tony about the numbers that he put out today for the finance meeting. They don't make any sense to me, but I'm working with him offline about that. Our budget has been reduced. 30,000 was originally approved. In November, it was reduced to $17,800. I was not informed that the budget has been reduced. That number is below what we spent on picnic. So right away, they're showing that we're over budget, which pisses me off totally. I mean, I am not
Yeah.
happy. The way they did that. But if the budget for this year is 17,800 and they're gonna stay flat for next year, that means our budget for all of Parks and Rec is 17,800 for next year, which is not enough to cover the picnic. So we just have to talk
But-
about that.
But
Karen,
Patty,
go
I would,
ahead.
okay, yeah, I was in that meeting as well, as you know, and
I know.
when I looked at the numbers, I saw the amount that we spent for Parks and Rec, and I don't have the exact number, but it was slightly over $18,000.
Yeah,
And then it showed the Zots to Tots revenue. And I think that when you meet with Tony, if you can marry those two together,
no, I can't because the 18 is not right. I show that we spent $22,000 on the picnic. So
Wow.
I do not know where his numbers are coming from. And if you take the 22,000 and you net the 5,000 that we got for Zots, that gets us down to, 17,000. But that's the way they're showing it. And I don't know, again, where he gets 18,000 because I've got 22. So that's why I've got to talk to Tony offline.
okay.
But 22,000 is what it took to run the picnic last year. So
Did anyone attend the council meeting where they talked about the new process for donating money to the town for specific things?
I did
I did
not.
not attend it
I didn't. Did
because
you?
we might be able, okay, when you meet with Tony, one idea also is to chat with him and see if
Yeah, I
that was
know.
approved, because we could get donations for things that way as well.
Yeah, I talked to John Golden before the meeting, because I know he was leading that effort. Because I told him we had wanted to do that for the court resurfacing. And he was really excited about using the program for that. But I could not at the meeting. So I don't know what happened. Dave, did you raise your hand? Did you
No.
attend the meeting?
Oh, you mean David or David?
David Cardinal.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was at the meeting. It got, like all these things, much more complicated than you would hope. So a lot of it got into, can we accept donations for things that we've already approved? And what if it doesn't happen? Do we have to get money back? And so 2 hours later, there's kind of a bring me back another rock or something. So I don't think we have an actionable policy, as far as I know. On the other hand, I do think you can sort of call the town's bluff. And if you just said to the town, we're X $1,000 short, otherwise we're going to cancel the town picnic, and made that pretty visible, I don't think anybody wants to cancel the town picnic. So I would personally like go large and just say, here's the deal. We need this much money. And if you don't have it, then that's your loss or something, and call their bluff a little bit. But no, the
Yeah, I know.
donation
Yeah.
policy is not done.
Yeah, I agree, David. Well, that's why I want to meet with Tony, because I want to get the number, the 22,000 number in front of people instead of the 18.
Mhm.
Because now they may think that we're good and we're not. So I want to get us all on the same page about the numbers, and then we can have that discussion. But I agree. Yeah.
Great. I think
And-
Tony's a green eye shades guy. He's wonderful. And you get the numbers from him, but he's not going to change policy.
Yeah.
So
no,
based
I
on
agree.
whatever he says, we've got to promote that to the town council or PV forum, or I don't know, wherever, to get public or town council support.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And just so you know, just like I'm donating the tablecloths and decorations for the trivia night, I will donate the
Do the
dunk
duct tape.
tank to
I
the
know.
town picnic.
I've,
I am there. It's a
I've
public
heard you.
commitment.
I have heard you, but the dunk tank would be on top of that 22,000
Mm.
because we didn't have a dunk
Have it,
tank,
yeah.
and I don't know how much the dunk tank is. So
She
now it's
doesn't care.
24,000.
It doesn't matter, Patty. You don't need to add it in. It will just appear.
It'll just appear. Okay.
I just
All
want
right,
the
but
Boy Scout
you have
banner.
to find the people that get dunked. That's part of the thing.
Mike said
Okay.
he'd do it.
Mike said he'd do it. All right. Anything going on with Hawthorns? No.
Yes. And I'm glad you reminded me, because I need to get something out to our committee. I posted in the forum, there are 2 board meetings coming up. One is on the 26th of February, and one is on the 12th of March, when they're both when there are town council meetings, which is a problem for some people. And they are the first one on the 26th is to look at the proposal from the public access working group. So they're going to be discussing those 2 options of, I think the biggest deal is the parking lot, right? That would be my opinion about it. So that's going to come forward. And then I don't know what will happen on the 12th, but I believe the one on the 26th, and I'll check this while you go on to the next thing, is actually at 5 p.m. So it's before the town council meeting, but let me just double check that one.
Yeah, let me go on to the next item and then you can take us back to the old item because you always
Okay.
do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good at that.
I know. Rosati's field parking, actually, we just talked about that, so I don't think there's anything there. and the AED unit. So the AED unit has been delivered. I met with Justin and with spacing on his name,
Scott,
Scott, thank you, from the Sequoia Health District. And we decided on a location to put the AED. It's going to be at the courts. It's going to be right outside court number 2, right near the gate.
Where the
So it'll
outlet is.
be easily accessible from the Little League field as well as the courts. And there's a outlet right there, so John agreed that be very easy to hook it in. And it was delivered, and Justin was in the process of getting the electrician scheduled to install it. So as soon as it's installed, I'm actually going to put an email together, put it out in the forum, hopefully maybe get the town to post it somewhere that will introduce it, let people know it's there, remind people that there's also an AED at the town center, point out the location. Dave Cardinal, I'm going to try and pull in the additional AED units that you've identified from Alpine Hills, anything else on Pulse Point. Just let people know where the AED units are around town, celebrating the fact that we've got a new one. And, go with that.
But what about training?
What about what?
Training?
All you got to do is call 911 and they will take you through the training. But we could see about setting up a training session.
Also,
Do you think that's something?
I
we
was gonna
should
say,
do?
the AED talks the user through each step. There's a little voice.
There's a little voice in this machine. Oh, I love it. The
Well,
machine talks.
that may be the one at the town center. The one at the courts, you call 911.
Mhm.
They give you a code to unlock the AED, and then the 911 operator talks you through the steps.
So is there a phone with this thing? Or they're assuming
No.
you have one?
They're assuming you have one.
I never have my phone at the courts.
oh,
I-
I don't think so. I think the whole point of the plug it in, and the blue light stuff is it's actually it's all there. So you don't need a phone. The regular AEDs, like we have at Alpine Hills or whatever, you open it and do whatever. But these things, they're an all-in-one unit. So they when you press the little thing, and that's what triggers 911, and then they give you a code to open the AED. And they can talk you through it, and the AED should also have verbal instructions. So it's a much more high-tech, expensive, kind of cool version than like at Alpine Hills. We have 5 AEDs, but they're just regular ones on the wall that you open and hope they tell you what to do. So it should be pretty cool.
Okay, I'll have to check that. I thought
Yeah,
he said I
really.
have to call, but yeah, that would be better. Although,
I wouldn't even know that.
I don't want to catch kids out there pranking it. So
No,
hopefully
that's why
not an issue.
the thing itself calls 911 or whatever. And you have to talk to them, and they pop open or give you a code to pop open the
Yeah.
AED.
Hmm.
If you had to have your own 911, frankly, in some areas like the town center, that's a little sketchy anyway.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
So
that's
this is
true.
kind of nice.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay,
that sounds great.
Mhm.
okay, cool. Karen, do we need to go back to you?
Well, just to confirm that the February 26th meeting is a study session by the board, and it's at 5 p.m. And then the March 12th meeting is at 7 PM, and that's where they're gonna make their decision. And then a dunk tank rental, I found a place and it's about $440.
Yeah, but that's cold water.
Yeah.
You don't want cold.
That
We want it
we
heated
definitely
here.
want
You
cold
got, you
water.
need, no, I'm not, okay, then I'm not doing it. No cold water for me.
Only Mike will do it.
Okay. I think we'll figure it out by November. Well, we need a date for the picnic. We'll wait for that. Okay, anything else for the meeting? All right, let's all think good thoughts about game night.
I know.
Talk to your
Cross
friends.
finger.
Cross
Karen thinks
fingers.
that a team.
Sydney will let
I-
us know, confirm.
I'll let you know exactly the timing, because I have a
Okay.
note
I
to
mean-
myself to call Elizabeth about, come on, Pinewood Derby on Saturday.
Okay,
So,
right.
I just want to make sure I had planned on helping at this event because there's registration, there's scoring. I don't know if there'll be anything else. So Cindy, you think about it and you let me know whether you want me to.
We will, because I know, Mike, don't you think Val's gonna want to work again?
I mean, she's fine to work or not work. I mean, it's,
As
you
she
know,
chooses. Steve's
Yeah.
willing to work, so there's at
Okay.
least, you know,
But you need,
four of us.
okay. So
And-
yeah, think about
I'll
what
think
you
about the
need and
positions.
who.
right.
I can
Right.
work.
One of
work.
the
If she wants
positions,
to work.
it'd be
Yeah.
efficient
We
to
had such a good
distribute,
team.
prizes after each round, just to be quick, you know, because there's 6 rounds and we really need to just keep moving.
Yeah.
So people to, you know, distribute things.
And I've done that. I have experience doing
do?
that in the past. So, but let me know. I'm happy to do
We will.
whatever it was best
Okay,
for the
so
team.
just to stay loose and be prepared
Yep.
to form a team within 8 days.
Okay. And
If
in the
there's not
meantime,
enough, we want 40 people there. That's what we want. We want 40 people there. We want 5 tables at least.
At least.
there will be, and I will send out emails to all the people I know, the little groups I know. So
Okay,
And
great.
we'll
That's
get
the
that
other-
going.
One point, some people may get scared off of music trivia thinking, oh, I'm terrible at this.
I've had a lot like that, but there's a lot out of town too. So
And-
it's like,
So I've really tried to make this more fun than difficult. So,
Okay.
okay.
we'll see, Mike.
So in my email, I will assure people that this is not about being the best. This is about having fun.
Yeah.
Because I've had people say, "Oh, I'm terrible at music trivia," and I'm like, "Who cares?" Right.
Right.
So
And some of this it's going to be, I think, pretty basic and fair. It's not like I'm not going for some obscure musician that nobody's heard of. So,
Yeah, when
I
we
do
did the
know.
practice, night, I was actually surprised at how many I knew.
Well, that's what I had people that said they were terrible at music and she knew every friggin' song, so it wasn't,
right.
it's just a matter of having done it once, I think.
Right. And on a team of
Next
8,
year it'll be great.
usually somebody knows something or people can complement their, knowledge, and different age groups always helps.
Yes, it really does.
Yeah.
So I'm trying
I
to
mean,
encourage.
one of the things that we did when we promoted Trivia Night was we gave like sample questions. So I wonder if
Oh.
you gave a really simple one, like what song begins with, and I know we're not doing lyrics, so maybe that's not great, but I
well,
don't know.
you could do like who wrote Ruby Tuesday, or just something simple so people go, "Oh, I know that one." Hopefully people know that one.
Wrote,
So
Well,
who sang?
I know it was the Beatles,
who
but
sang
was it?
Yeah.
who performed Ruby
it
Tuesday?
John
Writing,
Lennon?
don't
just
even ask.
okay, no,
No,
just the
Ruby
Beatles.
Tuesday
what
was the
what
Stones.
band?
Stones.
Stones.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Whoops. What band, sang Ruby Tuesday, right? Anyway,
Stones.
things
Bee
where
Gees? It's a joke.
All right, motion
Okay.
Motion to
Okay,
adjourn.
Seconded.
Good
good
night.
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 Good night.
Thank you, everybody.
I'll call you, Karen.
All right. Bye.